Alright guys, so we're back working on the combine now. This John Deere 6600 combine. We ran it out of diesel the other day, and now we gotta purge the lines of air. So I got fresh diesel in it already. Had to put you guys in the cab of the combine so you can actually hear me. It's so windy outside right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me go on the other side. So the other day, I was trying to purge the lines, and I ran the batteries dead, so I had to go charge them. Now I got them charged. Oh, this has to be closed first. There we go. Okay, let's see. There's that. Okay. I'm about to shut the door so you can just watch for a minute. I think it's a 12. Yeah, that ought to work. Oh. Alright, let's tighten up on that. Alright, one more turn. That's probably tight enough. Just want them snug enough to where you can't hand loosen them. That'll be good right there. Okay. So now got the fuel filter right here, and I need to crack it at the fuel filter and make sure I'm getting fuel. Let's see here. So I need to crack this line right here. See what size it is. It's a little bigger than that. Right. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I need to go the other way. Okay, let's see if we get some fuel cranking. Be enough to see. That should be enough to see if we got fuel cranking to the filter. So I think that we just need to crack the injectors, the injector lines, and get bleed air out of them, and I think it'll run. So that's what we're gonna try and see and do. Let me see if I can balance you on this right here, so you can see. Okay. There we go. So we want to try going from right to left, cracking air out of them. I believe that this injector right here is the last one in the system, the last one in the cycle, and so that's the one you're supposed to crack to get all the air out. And you just want to crack it like one turn, and then crank on it until you don't see any air coming out. Like till you can see fuel, just only fuel coming out. And so for this, I'll need a 3/4 for the big nut, and then a 1/2 inch for the smaller one. Okay. Okay, it might be 9/16. Hi guys, welcome back to Pecan Creek Farm again. This is the next day. Look at this. I kid you not, this is how it is over here in Oklahoma. One day it's a beautiful, like literally the last week has been nice, you know. You could take your jacket off some days, and then kabam! So, okay, we're back. I'm gonna work on the combine again, and I've done some thinking overnight. I don't think we have a fuel problem, because usually I would think it, like, I've cracked the injectors on at least one other thing, and whenever I would do that, like, it wouldn't even like really attempt to start. It would just crank and crank and crank and crank, and then finally once I cracked the injectors, it came to life. I mean, it ran a little rough at first getting the air out, but on this machine, it wants to try to start right off the bat, so it's like it has some fuel. I mean, I didn't even spray ether in it yesterday, so it's like it has fuel. It's like it's not a fuel issue. My opinion is I opened up the air canister, the air cleaner, the other day, and it was like, I opened it to spray ether in, because it seemed like no matter how much ether I sprayed, I could not get it to travel from there to the engine to get it to start, or to stay running. However, when I opened the air cleaner, that outer filter was clogged, dirty. I really need to clean it out. So I'm wondering if maybe it's that filter that's clogging the airflow, and so it'll have enough air to start, but then when the engine demands a little bit more air to keep it running, it's not able to get it. So that's my theory. I'm gonna go ahead and take the air cleaner out, the air filter out, clean it up real good, blow all that crap out of it, and put it back in and see if she'll start. That's the theory. It's always interesting. It's always interesting trying to get the right angle for the camera. Okay, so let's go ahead and get all the snow off. Okay. There we go. Come off of there. I literally just had this off the other day. There it goes. Okay. Okay, so there's the outer. So actually, that's the only one that it has. Interesting. So I guess it's not even supposed to have an inner, or it's all one piece or something. All right, let me go see if I can blow this out and see if that helps anything. And before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on there to keep any junk from getting in there. Okay. Okay, let me get set up here. I need the air compressor on. Filter sale during spring and fall, we'll have to grab one then or something. They're a whole lot cheaper. But this ought to allow us to at least see whether or not that's the problem. I mean, if I blow this out and it starts right up and runs, that's our issue. So we'll see. Blow in and out. You're gonna blow all that particulate out. You don't want it inside the filter. air filter's been in here a minute. Man, guys, look at all the crap I'm getting out of this. Holy cow. I'm pretty sure that we have not changed that. Look at all the rust and stuff. It's been in there a while. I bet you we'd never change this air filter on the Combine. And on Combines, it's pretty important. They go through all the dust and everything, so let's try to clean this up enough to where the engine will start. Man, look at all that. Wow. Okay, now let me try blowing it out again. Definitely time for a new filter. Okay, that ought to be enough to tell us whether or not that's what our problem is. So I got all the big chunks out. Now I need to go ahead and put it back together. Dropping all sorts of stuff, guys. Try and keep it as clean as possible. Really shocked there's not an inner filter on that, but I guess it's all one piece. Okay, so let's take the cap back off. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe out that rust on the bottom of the inside here. And I'll take you guys in for a closer look. See what we can see. They got a bunch of rust and crap at the bottom. I'm gonna wipe that out. So, okay, let me get all that. Sorry guys, had to stop the video. I lost the bolt that holds the filter on. I had it sitting here, and whenever I went to go and put that on to keep stuff from getting in it, it fell out. So thank God, somehow I found it. And you know, John Deere, this is probably the only one in the whole United States, and it's going to cost like $50 for this bolt. So thank God I was able to find it. It was right there. Thank God there was snow too to hold it in place for me. Okay, here we go. And then I'm gonna forget to put the the rubber sealer on it. Rubber washer sealer thingamajigger. Ah, boy. It goes just like that. This has been a process, guys. I really hope this starts and runs. Usually she's really dependable, honestly. Okay, it's on there. And then this says the top is right there. And to be honest, blowing out the filter, that really needed to be done anyways. So she's on there. Okay. I can go ahead and seal this back up. I mean, even if it doesn't start, I don't need to open this again until we get a new filter anyways, so. Hopefully my head's not blocking out all the view. Make sure it's nice and even all the way around. Okay. Feels good. Okay, here we go. I think she needs a little bit of encouragement. You will start! Cold. I mean, the combine wouldn't even be running anyways if it were cold outside, like this cold. It's made for harvesting in the harvest time when it gets a little warmer. So I think I'm going to try to ether now that the air filter is not clogged, and see if it'll take some ether. And the batteries could be a little weak from yesterday when I was cranking on it, trying to bleed the injectors. So I'm gonna see if I can bring the jump starter out here and see if I can jump start the batteries and see if that'll work. guys, I still don't know what it is. I cannot get it to stay running. Don't know what's going on. I'm gonna see if I can start it and keep it on ether and see if that's even possible. Alright guys, I think I'm making some progress on the combine. So I've checked the fuel, I've cracked lines, I've opened the fuel filter. Like, we are totally getting fuel up to the fuel filter because I've cracked. So let me just show you. Down here we got the fuel line that comes from the tank, and it goes through there. That's, I guess, if you wanted another filter on it or something, but it's plugged. So I've cracked the line there. We got fuel. On the other side we got fuel. You follow that over and it goes up beside the engine down to the filter right here. I've cracked that. We've got fuel pouring out. I opened up the fuel filter, see if there's any clogs or anything. We don't have any clogs. I put it back on, filled it, turned the key on to fill it back up. I've cracked this. We've got fuel pouring out. I've cracked it up to here. I believe we have fuel up there as well. So now what I'm going to try to do, Jeremy said that this injector pump was rebuilt, so it should be good. The only thing else I can try to do is cracking the injector lines one more time, since we know we have fuel up to there, up to the injector pump. And he told me to go ahead and crack all of them at the same time, crank it over a little bit, trying to bleed all the air out, and then close them off one at a time. So I'm gonna try to do that and see what happens. Alright guys, so I've worked and worked and worked and worked on the combine, and I just cannot get it to stay running. I don't know what to do with this. So whew, I cracked all the lines. I got all the air up, at least I think I did. Got it to where there was fuel coming out of them, like going you know. And let me open this up. Yeah, it'll start and it'll run for a few seconds, but I just cannot get it to stay running. Don't know what the deal is. Whew. About to slide. So, I mean, I tightened them all back up. So what I did was I loosened all the injectors. I cranked on it until I saw fuel coming out of one, then I tightened that one down, and I did that for all 6 of them. And I finally got to where all of them were spitting a little fuel out. Tightened them all down. The only other thing I can find, fuel line wise, is right here. These. Right here. I'm guessing the overflow for the fuel or something. If any extra fuel's in the line, it'll go back to the tank. But, I mean, that one's like super loose, and you can like go in and out with it. These other ones are nice and tight. That one's really loose, so that one's the worst one. There's another one that was like just a little wobbly. I think it's this one. I think it's this one right here. I mean, not much. That one right there, though, that's pretty bad. So I don't know if that's causing air to get into the system or what. But I'm gonna give it one last go. I don't know if maybe I had like by cranking and cranking on it, I've got the engine like it's got too much diesel. So like I flooded the engine basically, like maybe it needed to dry out a little bit. But let me go ahead and try to start her one last time and see what happens. So I don't know what the deal is. Just don't know. So that's that for the moment. We'll have to do a little bit more diagnosing. Not sure what's going on. Alright guys, welcome back to the Concrete Farm. I got a little update on the combine, not very much, but a little bit more information. So, the weird thing is, I just got back from my break over the weekend, and the weird thing on the combine is that after it sits for a little while, it'll start right up and it'll run for like a couple of minutes straight. Like no issues, and then all of a sudden it'll act like it starts running out of fuel and just dies. So the only thing I can think of is that it's losing its pressure, its fuel pressure, and we got fuel going all the way from the tank to the filter to the injector pump. We've got fuel going up to there, and whenever I was cranking over the engine and stuff, I mean, I'm having fuel come out of the injector lines. I mean, it's not like pouring fuel out, but it's going like you know. And so I mean, I've had to have cracked all the air out. Surely cracked the lines to let all the air out. Surely the air's out by now. Jeremy says that the injector pump has been rebuilt already, so it really shouldn't have gone bad. But the only thing I can think of is that it's losing its like maybe the injector pump's not pressuring up like it's supposed to. I don't know. But somehow we're losing our fuel pressure. Because after it's been sitting for a little while, it'll start and run, but then it'll die after a couple of minutes. So I don't get what's going on with it. I just don't understand. So if you got any information on it, please let me know. Thanks. All right, guys, we're back on the combine again. Got a little tip from Jeremy. He thinks that it may have something to do with the sock inside the tank being clogged, to where it's not letting the fuel come out with the pressure it needs. It's like clogging the system a little bit. Even though we do have fuel coming all the way up to the filter and all that, it's like it's not at the right pressure. What I'm thinking happens is this pump right here, it turns on just for that initial starting the initial like start of the engine But after the engine kicks on, I think that pump's supposed to turn off, and then the high pressure fuel pump takes over from there. So if there's a clog in here like that, I guess that pump is able to overcome it, but the high pressure fuel pump is not able to suck it out at a fast enough rate, I guess, and so the engine dies. At least that's what we're thinking is happening. So maybe we have a clog up in here. So I've got the petcock turned off, so no fuel is able to come out, and I'm going to go ahead and take this off right here. Okay, just like that right there. And there is quite a bit of junk, it looks like, in that screen. You gotta see about how to take that off without, let's see here. And we got some junk in the bowl too. I need to clean that out. Okay, let's see here. Gotta take that screen out without damaging anything. So all I'm doing is just kind of keep pressure as I pull it down. And that seems to be working okay. Oh, never mind. There's looks like, is that a bolt that's holding that on? Yeah, that's a bolt. Never mind. Okay. That's what's going on. So let me take my Leatherman's real quick and get that screwdriver out of there. One second. I sure hope this is the problem. That'd be a really easy fix. I'm gonna need a bigger one. Okay, I'll be back with the bigger screwdriver. Okay guys, I was able to get that screen off. Turns out there was just a bunch of crap on the sides that was keeping it from coming off. It wasn't a screw or anything like that, so I just had to go like this and kind of work it off. But it's pretty dirty. I'm gonna clean it out, and I think what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to blow some air through this hole up here and have it shove it into the tank. Try to get the sock to be not clogged, unclogged. So let me go ahead and clean this all out real quick. Let's see here. You can tilt it down a little bit. So okay, here we go. I'm gonna just be gentle with this a little bit. And so since it was sucking things that way, I need to go the opposite direction and blow it all off. There we go. I don't want to blow a hole through it, but I need to get all that crap off of it. So that's pretty clean. Okay. So I'll keep that handy. And then I need to go ahead and blow this out. Okay. Move the camera. Okay. And then, like I said, I'm gonna try to block that hole and shove the air through this right here. Okay. And I'm gonna have to, I have the petcock shut right now, so I'm gonna have to open it up and blow at the same time. And I should hear some bubbling, I'm sure. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. So any blockages hopefully should be free now. I'm going to put it back together and we'll see what happens. Okay. Put that back on. Just like that. I need to blow out this bowl too. Man, it's nasty. Oh, you're cleaning the bowl out. I'm gonna pour some diesel in. Okay, that's clean enough. Got all the main crap out of there. Okay, put this back on. Put our bowl back in there. Tighten her up, not too tight. Okay, that's tight enough. We're gonna open up the fuel again. There it goes, pouring in there. Awesome. Oh, that's not good. So evidently we are supposed to have a O-ring or something that goes in there and keeps that from leaking. Let me find that real quick. Alright guys, so we went ahead and found another O-ring. We had some laying around. Kind of makes me wonder if maybe that's where we're getting all this fuel leak from. Maybe we didn't have an O-ring in there, because when we took it off, like we didn't see anything fall. Even when I blew it out and all that, like nothing came out except for the screen. So it's kind of weird though, because whenever I tightened it back up, it was leaking fuel like crazy, but before it wasn't. So I have no clue, but we're gonna go ahead and put this back in, this O-ring, and tighten her down. It's just so weird. Is there supposed to be an O-ring in there?
Is there something in there right now?
It's almost like it seals up against that screen, but for some reason it wasn't wanting to seal off for me. Let's try it again, let's see what happens. Maybe I just didn't have it tight enough or something? Let's see. Filling up. Nope.
It's not leaking as much.
Huh. I mean, it could be that there's supposed to be a little bitty, like a flat O-ring. It's not supposed to be one of these round ones. Like I said, we didn't see anything come out. We'll have to pull up the diagram, see what's actually supposed to go in there, or see if I can get this O-ring to work. So let me try that real quick.